Hi there. So, how was your day? I think we can safely say that for a great many of us, things improved at least a little bit. Today. The day of the Great Exhalation, part 2. I call it, because we had the Great Exhalation part 1, and then we had to wait several months for part 2 to actually happen. And that's how that works out. Hi, it's me, it's Tobias. I'm wearing a hat. Yes, I'm wearing a hat. I'm wearing this hat specifically because, well, I haven't worn it for a while. We may be getting back into silly hats. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We are going to be doing a bunch of songs. I do have it all written down. Should be in the description that is somewhere in the vicinity of this thing as we sprawl out. Thinking in Facebook, it's going to be on that side. I don't know where it is on YouTube. Probably in the same place. But we're going to start by singing a song which just about kills me every time I play it. Not because it's complicated musically, but because there is a solo in it, which, just, wow. This is partially my fault and partially the fault of my friend Chris Artelburn, because I saw this here picture over here, and I was reminded of a country song that is second only to Up Against the Wall, You Redneck Mothers, when it comes to just about the perfect country song. It's called Put Another Log on the Fire, written by Granquist and Robinson and Glaser. And, well, let me take a sip of this real quick, because this could very well destroy me. Hail Hydrate. All right. Put another Jawa on the fire. Rustle up some blue milk and some beans. Get them Tuscan Raiders single file, 'cause it's cold in Beggars Canyon, if you please. Send that whiny farm boy for the filters. Pack him in a speeder with the droids. Don't let him get tied up with that Kenobi, 'cause the Empire doesn't like them Jedi boys. Here we go, and instrumental. Get that junky cargo ship to Bespin. It's been a while since I've sung this. Haggle with Calrissian and then fetch that whiny farm boy from the swamplands, 'cause that idiot Solo's in trouble again. Take it, Chewie! Throw a Mandalorian in the Sarlacc. What, too soon? Steer the pleasure barge across the Rustle up some blue milk and some beans. Get them Tuscan Raiders single file, 'cause it's cold as Beggar's Canyon, if you please. Why? Because we're giddy. Because we're silly and we're giddy, and there's just something about that thing right there. There's a reason I've started doing that one earlier in the show. If I can get through it, I can get through anything, really. Oh, one moment. I have to blow my nose. Please stand by. Hey, that's a very useful please stand by picture. That's the first time I've ever used it for that. I had to blow my nose for two reasons. One, I hydrated like crazy, and two, it is cedar fever season here in San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio, where it's been pretty warm and the trees are all trying to have sex in the vicinity of your face. I blew my nose so hard, I had to repressurize an eardrum. That's not an excuse for the music, that's just an excuse for the eardrum. Now, the next song I'm going to do is, the more I think about it, yeah, pretty much. This is one of the earlier songs I ever wrote that I can justifiably document as a song that I wrote. It is called Geodesic Dome. And Claire, who was on here yesterday or the day before, crushed him. She knows what she did. And what she did was prompt me to write the song about Buckminster Fuller's favorite condominium. Geodesic Dome, it's my geodesic dome. The only place where I can call home is my geodesic dome. Geodesic Dome, it's my geodesic dome. Made out of nifty extruded foam, it's my geodesic dome. I got a domicile made of hexagonal tiles. My boat's filled with crocodiles, but don't worry, they're inflatable. Geodesic Dome, geodesic dome, geodesic dome, geodesic. Real hard to harmony when you're all alone. It's my geodesic dome. Geodesic Dome, it's my geodesic dome. This song will never get covered by Joey Fatone. It's my geodesic dome. Geodesic Dome, it's my geodesic dome. Without the void lyrics, this would be a poem. It's my geodesic dome. Geodesic Dome, it's my geodesic dome. I've run out of ideas, so let's take it home with my geodesic dome. I think giddy is probably the word that we're all looking for various reasons. For various reasons. Some of which are very obvious and some of which are not. If you are watching this, the odds are very good your various reasons for being slightly giddy today, and possibly even feeling that strange and bizarre phenomenon known as, oh, I don't know, hope, might be the same as mine. I think so. I'd like to thank everybody for hanging out with me today. Now, some of you... yeah, the whole dang world. Tensegrity! Thank you, Chad! Rarely has that word been used to describe any of my music. I love tensegrity structures. They are wonderful things. When I was young, they used to make climbing domes. Basically jungle gyms. Of course, they put them on concrete pads, because we figured that if you weren't nimble enough to hang on, well, you'd learn. When you're young, you bounce, and when you're older, you learn not to go up there when you fall off. I guess, something like that. The 70s were a very strange time, friends. The next song in the thing is one that I wrote that was inspired by something that was posted on the internet. Big shock there. And it was, in fact, let me get out here. Push the button, Max. There we go. This here song right here called Victim of Physics. Now, if you cannot read the text, when I can't read the text because it's really small, I will now actually be looking in the wrong direction to read it because the screens are actually reversed from what you think I might be looking at. The camera is on this side and that's on there. Exactly, yes. The school merry-go-round. Anyone who survived the kid centrifuge were very hard to destroy. But the post says, yesterday I scalded my hand at work while handling boiling water. Saw it when boiling water splashed over the side of a mug. I made some joke about being clumsy to the kind scientist who was offering me first aid, and then he looked me in the eyes and in the most serious tone said, "We are all victims of physics." Well, I saw that and I thought, you know what? Victim of Physics is exactly the kind of Victim of Physics is exactly the kind of title that we need for something. And so I wrote the following song. This is not, in fact, in A or C. It is in a mutant D7. That's the way it was described in the video. It's Hawaiian D7, which is not actually the name of the key chord, actually, but it's there, and it actually transitions to D7 very nicely. When I'm a victim of physics, gravity just gets me down. Well, I'm a victim of physics, inertia's just pushing me around. Scrambling cat in the background, my coefficient so close to zero, I'm a laughing stock in this town. Well, I'm a victim of physics, no clever could be too long. Well, I'm a victim of physics, my weak force just ain't that strong. I get no emotion from motion for the duration of this song. I lost that primal spark, my quarks don't want to work. I'm so darn disconnected, can't even work a tuning fork. Oh baby, I'm as sad as a scientist can be. I gotta call myself peerless, cause not a single peer will review me. Well, I'm a victim of physics, my vector's a crooked line. Well, I'm a victim of physics, relatively speaking, I don't feel fine. I got a single detection theory, but it can't resolve while I still whine. Well, I'm a victim of physics, my life's out of scope, so sound the alarm. Well, I'm a victim of physics, my quark's the only thing that has any charm. I can't attract another body, just got my entropy to keep me warm. And it's degrading! I've gone fishing for some light, my future's not so bright. I search for the event horizon, there ain't a single one inside. Oh baby, I'm like a cathode that's just plain stuck. It ain't centrifugal force, baby, it's my life. It just plain sucks. Rex, I didn't know if you had seen this one or not. If you heard this one or not, this is that's fairly recent. I was actually looking at the notebook once again because I wrote down all the songs that I wrote this last year in this notebook. Finally filling up notebooks. I have a whole pile of unfilled ones because I'm that kind of guy. Victim of Physics. When did I write that? I wrote that in September of last year. September. I've written 39 entire songs last year. So, obnoxious depressing, stressful, terrifying circumstances. To the contrary, it was a fairly productive year for the Matthew. I got one more song to do today, and I did say I was going to do it today. Excuse me. I can't turn it off, Rex. I really can't. I've tried. Nothing short of concussion does it, and my wife has a very strict no concussions on the Matthew policy these days. A very common question that people ask my lovely wife, Amy, usually when I'm not around is, does he ever stop? And she used to say yes when he's asleep. And then I told her about some of my dreams. So now she says, no, not really. It just gets quieter sometimes. So there that is. As I was saying, the last song I'm going to do today is one that was written by Mike Nesmith of the Monkees, and the first time that I ever heard it was when I was watching the movie that the Monkees did, directed by Jack Nicholson, by the way, called Head, H-E-A-D, and it's a very multi-layered movie. There's funny bits, there are poignant bits, there are some... Davy Jones does this absolutely spectacular dance sequence in it twice. Once in all white with an all black background, and once in all black against an all white background. And it is so good. He was so good that they cut those two together, constantly flipping back and forth between the two, and there's no visible change in his physicality as he transitions from one color to the other. This was not done with film developing techniques. This was him literally doing the same routine twice. And it also has this song right here, which is called Circle Sky. And I have to kind of flip around a little bit because I have the chords for it, and I got the chords in a PDF file. However, if I try to put the PDF file up in Evernote, it doesn't shrink it down enough so I can see the entire thing. I love this song, not just for the content, but also for the musicality of it, because it really has, it's the closest I've ever been able to come to the musical equivalent of falling either down or up a flight of stairs. It's a very simple progression, but it gets really interesting. So we're going to see if I can play this. All wired up, now I got to calm down enough to do this. run is a moose. Not just because it's... But it's actually syncopated, so it's... Let me do it leaning back better. And when he does it on the guitar, he's really choking way the heck up on the neck and just bashing an A chord, a barred A chord, just all the way down the dang neck. And I actually learned that on the guitar watching it many years ago, back when I was in college. And that's another one of these songs that has stuck with me for years and years and years. And today was a day to play it for a number of reasons. This is the closest thing that he was able to do, closest thing that he was able to come to doing a political song in the late 60s, when he was part of a fresh-faced, wacky, zany, pretty much manufactured, yet still incredibly decent for themselves, boy band. They were the United States equivalent to the Beatles, and I would say that if you have the opportunity to check out, I think it's I'm a Believer is the name of the documentary. They've actually got it on YouTube now. It's also on the Smithsonian Channel, a bunch of other places, so you can check that out. Here we are. A lot has happened in a very short period of time. January is quite possibly the longest year we will have all month. And, well, how do you feel about it? So I want to say thank you for staying with me. Thank you for sticking around on this ride. We will continue to do this until such time as they tell me I have to go to work full-time back in the office, and then we will reschedule, and we'll do this probably once a weekend or maybe twice a weekend. We'll see. But for now, when I am not driving home, I am doing this here. I know, right? So we do live, of course, in a capitalistic society, so I'll just run down a couple things real quick. The tip jars are over here. PayPal.com/theadequate, Venmo/theadequate. Thank you so much. It is true. It is, in fact, a stealth anti-war song, facts. It very much is. I think we have verification on that. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know that they can actually credit. I don't know who wrote it, but it definitely was very much a stealth anti-war song for so many reasons. But I want to thank everybody who's ever donated to me for any reason whatsoever, because your encouragement in this form helps me keep doing this doofy thing. The Patreon crowd are astonishing, and I'm still bewildered, and the list keeps growing. So I want to thank Joe, Alexi Austin, Chris Teppo, Shay, Linda, Ann, Stephen, Rob, Alicia, Raleigh, BK, Kaylee, Richard, John, Brian, and Lorene for being my Party On, Party Down Patreon patron peeps. Whew. I am healthy by all accounts, so I am not contagious. I didn't catch anything. So my confinement to quarters is basically ending today. I'll be going back into the office for the day job for at least part of tomorrow, and we will wing it from there, as they say. The archives are all over this way. Facebook.com, Twitch.tv, under Tobias the Adequate. YouTube is at MPLEGARE. The Troubadork playlist is there. SoundCloud.com/Matthew-Laguerre has all my recorded stuff, including the slowly growing pile of actual recordings of these songs, which I will eventually turn into a music album, collection of my songs you can play back. Podcast stuff. Right now we are working on developing another podcast thing, and it's all happening over here at anchor.fm/theadequate for all the older stuff. If you're interested in the podcast thing about the Institute for Irate Science, it's very important, Irate Science. We do have a department of MAD, but it's a small one. Small but feisty. You can hit me up on any of the ways you can message me. That includes at The Adequate on Twitter, at The Adequate on Facebook, and, of course, at Tobias The Adequate on TikTok. I just put up another TikTok about bears, which has even more production value because I figured out how to put music on it. Not only music, but music of my own. Pro tip, if you have an iPhone or other Apple device with a camera on it that can run iOS, check out the Splice app on the App Store. It's supposed to be just primarily for GoPro, but it is as close to a self-contained, fast, accurate, useful editing suite that I can find. Plus, it comes with background music that you can set the volumes to. TikTok, you can put background music on something, but it completely wipes over your other music, as far as I can tell. I'm not that good at TikTok. I'm 53. Work with me here, people. THUD Bucket, we are here. THUD Bucket, death metal you can laugh at, is out, available everywhere that has music in its name, as well as Bandcamp. The thudbucket.bandcamp.com, as a matter of fact. We actually have some t-shirts and stuff. You can find that on the Facebook page. We have 2 videos. You can find that on the YouTube page. You can listen to it on Spotify. And if you listen on Spotify, the entire one thing, we get 0.4 cents. So, hey, you know, capitalism. We are working on more videos. We'll see how this goes. We actually have fans all over the globe, which is really weird and kind of startling for something I was literally written up and created mostly on a dare. But that's how some of the best stuff works, really. And that's about it. I mean, me doing this is more or less a dare you to do music. It's like, okay, fine, I'll do it. That's about it. I am talking really fast now, and I'm not sure why. Mostly because I see that number is sitting right around 7. And I don't want to lose anybody just yet. Don't go. Here we are. Things are changing, and hopefully things are improving. And hope is out there, and it's you got to be kind to it, but if you are gentle with hope initially, it gets really, really strong, and you can it'll actually help you beat the crap out of things that are bad if you work on it. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Wear a mask if you have to go out. Take care of yourselves. Be kind. If you can't be kind, be firm. If you can't be firm, get the heck away from that thing. If you can't get the heck away from that thing, stand your ground. Push back if you have to. Y'all have been wonderful. I am Tobias the Adequate, and thank you once again for continuing to encourage my behavior, and I will see you guys next time. You take care. Aloha.